My partner demands I cut friends off. Am I in an emotionally abusive relationship? Hello. I am looking for objective advice on my relationship and to hear whether I am being abused in my relationship or whether I have been abusive to him in turn, or maybe this is just being mistreating. I am 23F and have a long-distance relationship with 24M, and our relationship has escalated really heavily. I am a person who has a personality of people pleaser, and I am also very blind to toxic behavior and excuse a lot for people's actions. I also value friendships dearly and struggle letting people go, sometimes even newly found friends. I fear of being alone, and friends have been my comfort as long as I can remember. As long as I feel a person had no malicious intention, I can forgive almost anything. I am also an age regressor. You can search that up if you please, but how it impacts me is being dependent on other people and have some abandonment issues, and I feel I haven't really learned the basics of life like setting boundaries, and I am used to being taken care of for the most part in my relationships, and I fear I haven't learned to take care of my partner properly in turn. I am also a very impressionable person who struggles forming my own opinions, and I often just listen to whatever everyone else think and go with that, and then change my mind when hearing a new opinion. I've made quite a lot of mistakes. I met him during late March. I got very lovey with him very quickly since I felt attracted to him, but I was still dealing with the breakup of my previous relationship. I told him that. However, even though my feelings for him were real, I was not sure fully about getting together because I felt I didn't really learn to live without a partner, and I didn't want to rush anything before I was 100% certain. He came to visit me in June. We still acted like a couple, and I was feeling for him more. But I still wasn't sure about getting together officially. The next visit was during late August, and he asked me to be his GF in September 1st. I was still super hesitant and scared, but I wanted to see where all this could go, so I said yes despite my fears. Before September 1st, a lot of stuff happened. I got confessions, some people were weird with me, flirting with me. I didn't answer to anyone else's feelings, but that ex of mine who flirted with me, I didn't stop that. During the time I already was with my BF officially, he's been dealing with my friends who weren't good. I reconnected with a person who I held super dear to me in the past, but we separated due to our mental issues. When we reconnected, he said he had lied to me about everything. His name, gender, where he's from, his past too, which he told he was abused. He apologized and apologized. I forgave him because I always see good in everyone. My BF gets upset that I can forgive someone who has lied about getting abused, and he has been through that himself. He felt his abuse was undermined and not acknowledged enough. I was still defending my friend, saying he has gone to therapy and is getting better now, which is true, but he was still upset. Second incident was someone who confessed to me in a very short time and was literally quite obsessed with making me smile. It made my partner uncomfy, so of course he wanted me to cut that person off. I still could not do it straight away due to my attachment issues. I struggle letting people go, who especially have shown they care about me. All that scarred my partner because he felt he was second to my friends and has to go through arguments to make himself feel heard and having his boundaries respected. These events made my partner traumatized and very insecure about himself, and that his emotional needs aren't met, and that I can't stand up to him and our relationship. I also had to let go of many others. One simply who was an idiot towards me and everyone else, then some other weird people too, who confessed to me like straight away after spending time with me once that they have now feelings for me. So I am losing quite a lot of people, and it has been hard on me even though I understand why my partner feels uncomfortable with certain people. Due to his trauma, he started developing a super unhealthy behavior. He got super clingy, and I had to tell him everything, where I am going, what I am doing, with who, when I will be home. I basically had no life outside him. We talked it through, and he has given me more freedom now. He has trouble controlling his emotions. He couldn't be understanding towards me, and I felt constantly like walking on eggshells with him. I couldn't tell him without the fear he would snap. Well, some time ago he snapped, and I couldn't stay in that convo because he was getting out of control, and I left the convo, and he said he is breaking up with me. So we broke up. He still regretted saying that, and apologized for losing control over his emotions. Then we talked, and he gave me an example of a girl getting abused by her partner, and then after she broke that up, who is to blame for that? The girl who the guy abused and pushed into a corner or the guy for abusing. We concluded I couldn't blame him for saying what he did because he is heavily traumatized. Another snapping happened where he said he did not feel lucky to have me. It was hurtful to hear that from my partner, but it was concluded with that he could not be blamed because he has been through so much emotionally it was out of his control what he said, and had some truth in what he said still. We still have had more issues. With the fact that I couldn't talk to him, since he has his emotional snaps, I hid some of my exes from him because I was scared of his strong reactions. He was upset, for a reason of course. He is also upset about that I didn't see myself being his exclusively, yet during the time we still weren't together because I still wasn't ready and I was so hesitant. In my POV, I didn't know what would end up happening still. I know I had my fears, but I still acted like his GF. You could say I led him on. He is upset about the people who flirted with me or confessed and stuff. Another thing is one of my closest friends is actively attacking my partner and called him abusive for his emotional outbursts, treating me like a punching bag. The friend of mine believes my partner has no right to make me cut people off unless it is a person who is a threat in our relationship. My friend also believes I am changing myself for my partner too much. He believes I did not do anything severe enough to cause trauma and to be treated this way. He believes most of our issues could have been solved in a calmer way with be more careful in the future. Instead, he thinks I am being controlled and subjected to emotional abuse where my partner refuses to take responsibility over his actions, and how trauma should not be an excuse to push it in me even though I caused my partner to have these fears that I'm not going to be a good partner to him. I am also afraid my partner could want me to cut off this close friend of mine for calling my partner abusive and undermining his feelings. What are your thoughts? Is someone being abusive? Did my partner have the right to be upset for everything that he was? Or was something unreasonable? Is my partner being too controlling of my social life? And is he making me change myself too much? Is my partner being too harsh on me, blaming me for his trauma and for his actions?